Hello, good day. We are here again for today's class, and we have a question before us that says simplify root 8 plus root 18 and leave your answer in solved form. Now, to solve this, the simple way I will advise you to use is look for a perfect square number that will be multiplied by a certain number that will give you any of these two numbers. Now that will give you root 8 and root 18. That will give you root 8 and root 18. Now when we are talking about perfect square, what are perfect square? Perfect square are numbers like 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Now what do I mean? 2 times 2 will give you 4. 3 times 3 will give you 9. 4 times 4 will give you 16. 5 times 5 will give you 25. And 6 times 6 will give you 36, etc. So those numbers are what we call the perfect square number. So any of these numbers, you multiply them by either 1 or multiply them by 2 or 3, that will give you any of these numbers. So let's look at it. Solution. First, we have root 8 plus root 18. Just like I said, you look for a perfect square number that you multiply by a certain number that will give you 8, and then another perfect square number that you multiply by a certain number that will give you 18. Now, let's first consider this root 8. Now, to get a perfect square number that will multiply by a certain number that will give you 8, the number is 4 and 2. That is, when you multiply 4 is a perfect square number. When you multiply it by 2, it will give you 8. So let's write it like this. Root 4 times 2 plus. Then look for a perfect square number that you multiply by a certain number that will give you 18. And one of the perfect square number that you can multiply by a certain number that will give you 18 is 9. So 9 multiplied by 2. So here you have 4 is a perfect square number, 9 is a perfect square number. Now let's still go. We can still break down this number. So to root 4 times root 2 plus root 9 times root 2. Now each of them have been simplified now. So we can still break it down. Square root of 4 will give you 2. Multiplied by 2, there is nothing like square root of 2 that will give you a whole number. So it must give you a decimal number. So since it will give you a decimal number, you don't need to write it, or you don't need to simplify it. Just write it as root 2 plus square root of 9 will give you 3. Then multiply by root 2. Now what we have here now is 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2. Now, to get the final answer now, you collect, as in you add up their coefficient. The coefficient of root 2 here is 2, and the coefficient of root 3 here is 3. So you add the both coefficients, since both of them have the same roots. So what we have to do now is 2 plus 3 root 2. Finally, the answer will be 2 plus 3 to give you 5 root 2. This is the answer. Remember, the question says leave your answer in solved form.